Dos here. Today I'm teaming up with Lucas and Trudy Bobby and we're heading deep into the sandy straits. But before all that, before we go exploring too far up into the straits, we got to stop in and check the pots I dropped out here yesterday. You might have seen me run these Flatty Fanatics 3. It's out there on YouTube. We get into a few flatties, cook up a feed, have an awesome time, a solo run. It was great, but I did leave the pots because I knew we'd be out here today, and it looks like it's paid off. We've got 4 more pots to run today, and we're going to leave these ones in and check them and pull them out on our way home. So let's get into checking these other few we've got out here. We seem to be getting a good haul of sand crabs, a lot of them moving around the straits overnight. A lot of big ones, but there's a few in there. Sand crabs, or blue swimmers they're called some places. Do have a size limit, 11.5 centimetres between the notches, and a bag limit of 20. So you can keep heaps of these little fellas because they're good chewing. But we're going to go through and see which ones of these are legal. We've got a lot of them that are just under, which is always the case when you're crabbing. Look, I even got a crab measure. I got it out just for this occasion that we've got that many crabs in the boat and we need to process these guys and get the ones back quickly.
A couple more sandies. Any decent sized ones in there? You got a muddy.
When I set these crab traps out, I was actually chasing mud crabs. I didn't expect there to be so many sand crabs getting around. We've got a few muddies, but no eaten size ones. But we have been getting a few eaten size sand crabs for the box, which is awesome. These muddies are close, but not quite there, so we're sending them home. With all the old pots checked, it was time to go and find some ground to set the new pots. We are chasing a new flatty spot. Our flatty spot, it's awesome, don't get me wrong. I cleaned up there yesterday, but it's always good to have other spots to go and check out and not rely on the old faithfuls. But first, we got to find somewhere to set these other 4 crab pots, and this estuary looks prime. I'd love to pick up a couple of mud crabs, so we're going to set 2 or 3 traps in here, and then we're going to set one back out near the big sandbar we've seen on the way in to see if there's any sand crabs this far up the straits. There was plenty of them down the other end. We are heading up towards the top of the straits now, and I'm just keen to know whether there's sand crabs getting around all over this joint. Might be handy to know for next time we're here. But it's time to get into some flathead.
They love those pink lures.
We start fishing some of the gutters around the sandbar, and Trudy Bobby picks up this nice little flathead, and Lucas gets a nice yellowfin brim on the lure. That's always good to see, and I haven't caught anything. These gutters are starting to get too shallow, so it's time we get out and we're going to go back to our usual tack and beach the boat for low tide so we can walk and access some of these flats without getting stuck somewhere we weren't expecting to. We cruise around and we find a nice bit of sand with a deep gutter next to it, which is going to be perfect.
Pretty Bobby's going to hang out and try and catch a few sharks. We did see heaps of sharks get around. This is our island, pretty specky looking spot. Trees up there for a bit of shade. Probably cook a feed later on. Got a brim and a couple of sandies so far. Tristan's got that one flatty, not a keeper. So we're doing now. Got the old smarky on the lure rod. Lucas is down there hitting it already, and I'm gonna go see if I can find a spot too. Fraser in the background. Gotta make sure we don't get caught out here with the tide coming back in, but this is all pretty high country. You should see that water coming back over it before there's any real issue. So you can walk for miles.
This sandbar is several kilometres long, and it's not too long before Lucas gets into a fish.
Bartail.
This bartail's no monster, but he's well legal, so unfortunately for him, he's going to the box for lunch. We've seen plenty of whiting, but no more flatties, and I didn't bring any whiting gear to catch him. So it's time to walk back to the boat and see how Trudy Bobby's been going.
Oh, he's got a bit of size about him. Hey, don't tighten it too much.
Oh, done him.
Certainly not a big meal, but it's what we got for lunch. We're going to save the crabs for later, maybe this afternoon, maybe another time, but for now, we're going to get this brim ball scaled up and this flatty filleted and get them in the cooker. Let's get into it. Righto, we've got our flathead and our brim prepared, ready to go. Just going to bake them whole. Just add a little bit of oil in here. Or a lot. Chuck them straight on the pan. We're starting to warm up now. Fair bit of salt. That's too much salt. A bit of pepper. I'll be back in a little bit.
I apologise for the wind. I have ordered a mic. Well, we've run out of gas, but it's cooked, so I count that as a win. Don't get much better timing. Let's get these boys over here for a feed. Doesn't get much better than that, guys. Fresh fish, maybe a sneaky beer for lunch. Out here on the sand flats in the great sandy Straits. Fraser in the background. It's just awesome. I live for days like this, guys. I hope you guys do as well. But there's not much of this fish left. It's time to give this a bit of a clean up because that tide's starting to roll back in. And we're going to get out of here. We've got a few pots to pull. And that wind ain't getting any better. Look at that chopping up. We're going to be giving the old punt a bit of a workout. Once we get back into the creek, pull those muddy traps. Should be a bit smoother in there. But until then, we'll try and cut across the top of this sandbar and avoid the worst of that swell. What do you reckon? Mud crabs? Feel like there's mud crabs in there? Feels like there's a lot of mud. If he is, it won't be by much. The other one's a Jenny. Well, Mud Crab Creek had a few mud crabs. No monsters. I'm going to send this little Jenny back, and Lucas is going to have a go at measuring the butt.
I usually don't stay still for that. I'll let him go. He's borderline. I'll send him home. Still a few more pots to check. Well, a couple more little ones.
Well, our test pot out near the sand flats definitely caught lots of weed, but it did also catch some sand crabs, which means these guys are everywhere out in the Straits right now, so if you're out and about, worth chucking in a few pots
Just
for
send them
sand
out the
crabs.
back if they're in.
Look at these things.
Even if they're close, just give them a double check.
Catching lots of sand crabs, not a lot of keepers, but we're getting a few. And I'm a big believer, if you're cooking crabs, you may as well cook a few more. So if they're in, they're going in the box. With those 4 traps packed up, flat packed and rope rolled up, it was time to make the long run back down towards the pots I set yesterday. And it was a bit of a rough and wet ride, but eventually we did get back there. 4 more pots to pull in. It's 4 more opportunities for us to pick up a feed.
6.5 times today.
It's no secret you catch more crabs on an overnight soak. Big tides help, but leaving them overnight seems to be where the crabs are. So we've caught a few more today. Maybe another 1 or 2 out of these pots for the box. But mainly we're just catching a lot of little ones. I'd love to spend a day out here just running pots chasing sand crabs. I'm sure you could pick up an awesome amount of crabs. Maybe even get up close to your bag limit with a couple of guys in the boat, just running around, moving the pots, trying to sit them in the channels. Another keeper, that's what we want to see. Yeah, I think you could really clean up if you just dedicated your day to chasing sandies. There is heaps of them around at the moment. Now it's time for us to get these undersized crabs and jennies back in the water, get all this gear packed up so we can make the last little run back to the ramp. We've got a bit of a way to go and a lot of crabs to cook, so let's jump straight to there, shall we? Righto guys, we're back at Trudy Bobby's place and it's time to get these crabs cleaned and cooked. So the way I like to do it is peel these crabs open, get your thumb on the little flap underneath, get it in there nice and deep, and just pry the top off these crabs. If they're not dead, it'll kill them, but don't do it to ones that are super alive. They really don't appreciate it, as you can imagine. Then I'm just going to break them in half, give them a good flick that guts and brains and all that out, because I'm not really into eating that. I know a lot of you guys are, and all power to you. I'm going to get rid of the gills, give these guys a quick rinse, ideally with a bit of salty water, or do it in the salt, and then into some salty water to boil them. They're also pretty good steamed. We're going to have a go at boiling them today. I don't know if this little gas cooker is going to get hot enough. It's just the portable one. It's what we got. We're going to give it a crack. If you guys have got one of these gas cookers, I'll tell you right now, it won't get hot enough to cook this big heap of sand crabs in there. But you can use the included tray that comes in this kit with the lid on, and these things will cook just fine. Give them a bit of a steam up and they'll go great. I'm out of gas, so they're not great like that, but they ended up getting cooked on the stove and they come up absolutely prime. I'd had to have taken off by now, but I hear these things went awesome. Some of the meat got picked and eaten, some of it got picked and turned into recipes, and it ended up being an awesome feat. And guys, that's what it's all about, getting out there, making the most of this great southern land and what it's got to offer. Ideally, getting a feed, we got lunch out of it, and Pretty Bobby's family got an awesome feed of crabs. So, guys, make sure you like, share, subscribe. It helps support us do all this stuff we love to do, and maybe I'll see you out there somewhere. Catches.